an entrepreneur or small business owner new to business world, looking for business growth with proven marketing and sales strategies without tech overwhelm? Hi, I'm Ramesh Dewangan, the founder and CEO of Quantum Vision Consulting. Having successfully transitioned into entrepreneurship after a long corporate career, I struggled to become an entrepreneur, especially in marketing and sales. I now specialize in transforming businesses through business strategy and tech systems, enabling you to focus on growth and success so you don't have to go through the same struggle as I did. Welcome to the very first episode of our podcast series. I'm excited to be kicking off this podcast. Many people ask me that I add value to the entrepreneurs. How did I become entrepreneur in the first place? So I thought, what would be better than sharing my own life journey and how entrepreneurship was shaped throughout my life. This way we'll get to know each other a little bit better too. If during this episode or the end of the episode, you resonate with any of the content I present, or if you have any feedback, questions, ideas to share, I would love to get in touch with you. I will provide you the link to connect with me in the show notes. So without further delay, let's get on to our episode number 1. My life has not been a bed of roses. At 11, I stayed in a small town with no school beyond 5th grade. I had to get out of the town to study further. Imagine leaving my own town, leaving my parents, friends, and 2 adorable sisters. I was sad. My mother came to drop me at the station. Just as the train was ready to leave, my mother remembered that my water bottle had no water. She asked me for the water bottle and rushed to fill the water at the cooler few steps away. As the fate would have it, the train started moving faster. By the time she filled the water and turned around, train had sped up. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to my mom. That was the start of my life struggles. That made me determined early on. My first exposure to entrepreneurship came when I was in high school. The small town where my uncle lived didn't have a flour mill. He started a mill business where people came with wheat grains and turned into powdered flour. During my visits, he asked my help for manning the cash box because I had learned some math in the school. I was overjoyed by customers coming to me, paying, and admiring me like a business owner. They discussed their problem with me well beyond the wheat and the flour. They asked how to get their children into good schools or get better in maths. I loved my role as a child entrepreneur. I was born early on in my career in India. The first startup that I joined failed. They did not pay me for months. I dried up all my savings. Then I made a change to a multinational in India. The multinational I joined later sent me on foreign assignments very often. The worst was when I had to leave my 12-day-old daughter for a work assignment abroad. I was emotionally drained. My wife encouraged me to go on the assignment, but I could see in her eyes how much she needed me, how much my baby needed me. I made a promise to myself to make a change. I took some management courses, I took some high visibility projects, and I assigned myself a mentor. Ultimately, I moved to the US. I thought my life had transformed moving to US. But I faced a new array of challenges related to workspace visibility, financial insecurity, and cultural differences. Within few months of moving to US, there was a commercial for a YMCA summer camp. I had a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, but I decided to give it a try. So we pack our bags and drive to the summer camp. It was in a small, tiny place called Loma Mar, deep in Redwood Forest in Western California. Those were the days of no GPS. We used paper maps. Of course, I couldn't locate. So we overshot and we came back. By the time I reached the camp, it was already dark. The camp coordinator asked the question, which astounded me. He asked, "Have you brought blankets?" And I was saying, "What? Blankets? I thought I came to a summer camp." But he said, no, it does get very cold in the night. I said, "Well, we didn't." So they lent us some blankets. The next thing was, my wife was a vegetarian. So I asked, "Is there a vegetarian food here?" And they were like, "Oh my God, we didn't think about that." So they had really hard time finding vegetarian food for her. But someone volunteered to drive out to a town and bring some vegetarian food for us. Then my 2-year-old at that time always drank warm milk in the night before sleeping. Otherwise, he wouldn't sleep. So I asked for warm milk, and they were like, "Oh my God, these guys have come from some which planet?" Ultimately, they arranged for warm milk as well. But it was unexpected to them. But we had a blast in that summer camp. We did a midnight hike. We played with the streams. Kids had a great time playing with other children. They did arts and crafts and so on. We, in fact, sang Kumbaya together. I, in fact, asked folks about what YMCA was. Overall, we came back making a lot of good friends with diverse culture. We got out of comfort zone and we got enriched. That's how we overcame our challenges. I felt like I was thrown into a diverse cultural hotpot. I worked hard to overcome them. I needed to move up the management ladder and enhance my management skills to succeed. So I joined MBA program at UC Berkeley. That turned my social life into a mess. I couldn't attend my son's soccer games or my daughter's birthday parties. However, I was successful in my professional career and reached to the level of vice president of a Silicon Valley company. Then the COVID hit. Something unexpected happened. After 30 years of corporate rut, I was laid off. I almost lost my house. I had to sell it to move to a cheaper place. My daughter got married during these difficult times, and I had to cut down on her wedding expenses, something my wife would never forgive me for life. Beginning my journey as an entrepreneur, I formed an LLC. I learned. I learned business success habits. I learned the domain. I developed expertise in leadership development, marketing and sales automation, and product delivery. To set up my business as a new entrepreneur, I needed few things. I needed some business coaching. I needed good systems. I joined Success Road Academy, led by Iman Agay, that helped me understand how to set up the business. Then I set up a system using a mobile app as well as a CRM tool. Over time, I became tech expert. I went through a certification training to be certified consultant in using these systems. Using the systems, I was able to launch my business successfully. I conducted several webinars, conducted master classes, and a summit. I was able to build my leads list from almost scratch to more than 1,000 people. My friends, three things are core to my value system: family, health, and financial independence. I couldn't be happier in life on all three of them. Regarding my family, my daughter, who is married during COVID, was blessed with a baby boy last year. We celebrated his birthday recently. Being location free and not in corporate rut has helped me reconnect with family and friends. On the health front, I lost 5 pounds last year. I go out bicycling every week, which I couldn't have imagined earlier. My business has made me financially independent. Last year, I could afford to take my wife on a long promised vacation to Hawaii. For the first time, we visited Los Cabos in Mexico last month. We created lifetime memories. In summary, I was stuck in low points several times in my life, faced challenges at multiple points. However, I learned lessons, made key changes throughout my life to leap forward. The core lessons I learned that made my life better are: first, no one is born with business skills. It is an acquirable skills. I acquired it on the way. Second, the growth mindset is key. You must continuously learn, be proactive, adapt, and get out of comfort zone. Third, you need to use the right systems and right people to succeed. Even if you work hard, you may fail if you don't have the right systems or people. That's why I do what I do today. As a business growth expert, I consult on setting up right business strategy and systems. In the next episode, I will outline a 5-step blueprint to succeed as a small business. Until then, let's reconnect if you're an entrepreneur or a small business to discuss challenges and share experiences. Schedule a call with me with a link that's in the show notes below. Thank you.